Guys, I officially hit Legend in Wild Rift Legendary Ranked Q, and I feel amazing. I've been grinding for it nonstop. I never wanted anything so badly before, and I'm so glad to have achieved it. I mean, if you look at my normal ranked, I'm literally Masters, and this is my main account. So you could tell I went full grind mode for this rank, and I'm just so glad that I was able to get it. And I'm one of the few people in North America that does have Legend, so that makes me feel really amazing. And I think there's only one other ADC player that has Legend. So me and basically another ADC player are the only ones to have gotten Legend so far, which feels really, really amazing. And yeah, so let's check how many games it did end up taking me. If we go to friends, it took me 92 wins, 56 losses. I did lose a decent amount, but still pretty good though. This is a pretty good win loss record, about a 62%. We're gonna take a good look at the statistics really quickly for legendary ranked. As you can see, 62% win rate, 6.3 KDA, 823 gold per minute, 26k damage dealt, which is pretty good, 35 MVPs. We did end up getting 1 pentakill, which is really lit, and 2 quadra kills. But yeah, pretty average stats. And for the match history, we're going to take a look at it. As you can see, the last game I did end up playing Jhin, but I basically spammed Ezreal a bunch. But yeah, as you can see right here, I did end up going on a little bit of a loss streak that was really tilting. A 16-2 game where I did end up losing. This really pissed me off. I almost wanted to break my device. You guys know that feeling. But yeah, man. Anyways, so in this video, we're going to be watching the game that I got Legend. But in that video, I'm going to be giving you all my tips on how you can climb through the ranks a lot more easier and have a better time at winning your games. These tips are going to be really useful, so I recommend you watching from the beginning to the end. With that being said, let's hop right on into the video. All right, guys, we are now in the video. This is the game that I got Legend. Now, I'm going to be truthfully honest. I played this game pretty badly, but I played decent, but like definitely like not very good, honestly. Like I was pretty nervous, to be honest. Like I was really like on edge during this game. And plus maybe Jhin wasn't the best pick, but yeah. So the first tip I want to get into for grinding Legend rank, guys, for grinding Legendary ranked, and you want to climb up and get the highest rank possible. The first tip is champion hero pool. You need to play champions you are comfortable with. I recommend you to play with 3 champions tops, okay? So you want to have one champion where if that champion's up, you're going to pick it because it's your best champ. So for example, for me, Ezreal is my best champion. Like across the board, I could carry with it. I could do God's work with that champion. So that will be at the priority of my drafting list. Let's say it's banned or it's taken away. Then that's when I dive deeper into, okay, what pick is actually good here. Now, I personally think Lucian is super broken right now. So Lucian's my second go-to because he does so much damage and he's really, really broken. So you can't go wrong with Lucian. The only reason why I didn't spam Lucian all the way to the top is because he sucks in the late game. He sucks in the late game, and some of these games usually go to the late game. So having a champion that is having an ADC that's super powerful late game, I think is the way to go. But champion comfortability is key. It's the most important. So yeah, after Lucian, that's when I really like to look for what champions does my team need. If my team needs wave clear, I'm going to go Jhin. And that's why I went Jhin into this matchup. They have an Ashe Lux. They're just going to be kind of shoving in the wave into me. So I just want to be able to clear the wave. And plus, they're decently squishy. So Jhin damage-wise will be just fine here. And so that's why I went Jhin. Now, there's things like Ashe, where let's say the enemy team's super squishy, I could pick Ashe arrow them, but without being in VC with people, I tend to get off Ashe. But basically, the moral of the story is you want to have 3 ADCs or just 3 champions for you to choose from that you're super comfortable with and you're ready to go with, okay? But I will make sure, you should make sure you have that one champion that you prioritize no matter what the draft is, no matter what the scenario is. And for example, for me, that's Ezreal. Now, you could be a jungler, that could be Lee Sin for you. If you're a mid laner, that could be Diana for you. If you're a Baron laner, that could be Darius. Like, who, you know, it's just whatever champion is your best champion that you feel very comfortable with in any situation, I recommend you go with that. Now, the next thing is you want to make sure you have 3 goals that you focus on in your games. Now, personally, I'm going to tell you my 3 goals. I literally actually have them written on a piece of paper, okay? Now, these goals are specific for me as an ADC player, okay? So the first one is good positioning and spacing. Why is this important as an ADC? Well, okay, good positioning means I'm positioning in a way that I don't get caught out, all right? Getting caught out is very bad. Not being overextended, making sure I'm behind my teammates, and just having good positioning to where I could deal as much damage as possible. Now, spacing. Spacing is very important for an ADC and for many champions, but ADCs in particular. You want to be able to space out the other players' abilities. You want to be able to space out the melee champions that you're going to be battling against. And yeah, that is at number one. Now, the second thing is farm as much gold as possible. As an ADC, it's my job to carry the game, do the amount of damage that needs to be done in a team fight for us to win. And in order to do that, I need to have a lot of gold so I buy my items faster. Now, one, I almost want to say hack to getting more gold is to get turret plates. This is something that's very important, guys. All the top players, if you look at their stats, they do a lot of damage to turrets in their games, and that's where they're getting that gold from. If the enemies reset in their lanes too early, take that plate. I mean, that's 150 gold if you're alone, and if you're with someone, that's 75 gold, right? So make sure you get those plates. That will help you get more gold in the early game. Now, for the last thing, no stupid deaths. Now, what do I consider stupid deaths? Getting overextended, dying to something I knew was going to happen. It could literally be anything that's defined as stupid. So those are my 3 goals, and I make sure to focus on these 3 goals the entire way through. So I recommend you guys, whether you're a jungler, to set some goals for yourself. If you're a Baron laner, set some goals for yourself, and make sure you focus on them in your ranked games. I promise you, that will really help you out, because the one benefit of having a solo queue only mode means that you're going to have the ability to just focus on your gameplay. You don't need to communicate with your friends. You don't need to be communicating with other people. It's purely solo queue. You don't even know who you have on your team. So you should take this to just focus on your mechanics, focus on your gold, focus on you, focus on what you got to do to thrive in the game, and just do that. So once you get all those down, man, one huge thing that a lot of pro players do, that you could do as well, is watching replays, guys. Watching replays. If you're a laner and you get 1v1'd in your lane, or if you're an ADC and you get 2v2'd and you're clueless, you're like, how did this happen? Or you got ganked, or you played a team fight where you felt like you should have won and that you could have done more, and you died, you got exploded. Watch replay. Do not be lazy at watching replay. If you lost the game and you were like, what the hell just happened? Like, how was this even possible? Watch replay. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. I've watched dozens of replays, and that's why I know how to take trades in my lane. I've been in so many situations. I've entered every lane that you could possibly think of. Any lane that you could think of, I have entered super, super hard before. So trust me. Replay is crucial. It allows you to learn macro, allows you to learn new types of mechanics, and also it helps you with your map awareness, because you could see if people are walking on vision and you weren't paying attention to your map. So watching replay will be really key in those situations, because when you're in the game, sometimes you could be so focused that you forget to pay attention to other things. So being able to go back and replay, you're gonna watch it. There's not gonna be any stress on you. You can just focus on it and learn from it, man. And that's basically going to be the main tips on kind of how to climb up the tiers. Now, once you get to a certain point, it's very easy to get out of Commander, and Guardian, and I would say even Vanquisher, okay? Especially if you're Grandmaster, Master player, you could easily get out of those tiers by literally just spamming the same champion and playing perfectly on it. You can climb out of it easily, guys, easily. Now, once you get to Immortal, Immortal is where I struggled the most. And the reason why I struggled the most is because of several things, right? The higher my tier got, the worse teammates I was getting. It was kind of the same thing. You know, the jungle role is the most broken role in Wild Rift. The reason for it is the jungler controls everywhere on the map and can do basically anything on the map. Basically anything. The jungler can go gank all lanes. The jungler is in control of who gets the objective. I mean, there's a bunch of things that go into it, right? So that's why, kind of, when you're playing ADC is a pretty bad role unless you are super, super, super good at it. And I'm telling you, I've won games because I've gotten just very lucky that the enemy team is bad. But actually, this actually leads me on to another point that I wasn't even thinking about saying, is dragons, guys. Prioritize the dragons. This game, my team, we somehow if you're watching this game right now, you're probably like, how did we even win? Now, I don't want to spoil much because I want you guys to keep watching it, but dragons are the way to win. I don't care. Here's the thing. Unless you're a god jungler, I do not want you to be taking Rift, because Rift doesn't do anything for your team, bro. Like, now it does. Rift is one of the best objectives because it can open up the map. You can place a mid. If you get mid turret, it opens it up. If you place the top, it allows your top laner to roam more throughout the jungle. You know, so Rift Herald's very OP, but especially in competitive. But in ranked, prioritize dragons. And the best tip I could give you guys, and this is honestly a secret. I mean, it's not even a secret tip, but not much people may keep this in mind. Your positioning at dragon matters more than the item you need. Okay, so now I'm going to break this down a little bit. And this is something that I learned in pro play that can sometimes be very forgettable, okay? When the first dragon spawns at 5 minutes. That means if you need to shop, you need to reset at least before 20 seconds. Between the 30 and 20 seconds before dragon spawns, you need to reset. And the reason for that is you want to be on the map before the dragon spawns. You want to be on the map before it spawns. If you set up earlier, you'll have better positioning, which will allow you to win a lot of your games. And personally, for me, a little cheat, I guess, that I like to do is after I reset at 440 or 430, I path straight to mid, actually. And the reason for this is we could either catch out their mid lane or they're going to hop onto us without thinking that I am there. And that is that simple change is super important. I'm going to explain to you why. I've actually lost the game to where I've gone straight to back to my lane after resetting and shopping when the dragon spawned, and the enemy ADC went straight to mid. Now, obviously, if my teammates had a high IQ, they would not fight because they would see that the enemy team has a player advantage. They would use their brain. And realize that. But yeah, so that's why pathing to mid is very crucial on the first dragon. Very crucial. Very important, especially if you're a top laner. You may think you could win games through split pushing, but giving up dragons is very dangerous. You could lose games super easily just from giving up dragons. Now, I've been on the receiving end of that, where I was snowballing game and I lost because the enemy jungler just took all the dragon. But I've also been on spot, like, for example, in this game, where we have the dragons, but they're the ones that have the gold, taking the turrets, have more kills. So, dragon's going to be your best friend. Now, the caveat to that, guys, is Baron. Baron is, I still think, to this day, the strongest. I think it's still better than Elder. You could have Elder, but if the enemy team has Baron, I actually think you still lose. So Baron is another objective that you really need to prioritize for. Do not get caught right before these objectives spawn. That's how you lose a game instantly. Do not give the enemy team a free victory like that. Do not give them a free objective like that. That's why people spam ping you if you get caught out from 10 seconds before a dragon spawn. Like, now your teammates have to 4v5. And unless you have some really cracked teammates, you're most likely going to lose, okay? You're most likely going to lose. Alright, now this is another tip for players that play mid lane, Baron lane, and support, okay? These are mainly going to be prioritized to you guys, but if you're a jungler, I would also keep this in mind, okay? The thing is with spamming one champion is that it can ruin the team composition, and these roles are pretty important for several reasons. The ADC champion does not matter, okay? Because the ADC, if the ADC gets fed, the ADC is going to do damage. Unless you get a Draven that ends the early game, or you get, like, a Caitlyn that isn't able to punish her lane or something. Like, it doesn't matter. You're going to get if you get a Vayne, if you get a Kai'Sa, if you get a Jinx, if you get an Ezreal, they're going to be farming no matter what. and they're going to be doing damage in team fights, right? So it doesn't matter what champ they pick, okay? So it's important what you guys pick, okay? So you need to be able to realize, like, okay, does my teammates need damage? If they need damage, then I need to pick a champ that does damage. Oh, I want to play Fiora, but man, my teammates are very squishy. Maybe I should go Shen or Garen, because that'll make my team comp more tankier. Things like that, little things like that matters, guys. Very little things like that. Especially when you're autofilled. Guys, another thing is when you're autofilled, pick champions that are easy to play. If you are autofilled, okay? For example, I know a bunch of people get autofilled a lot, and I actually got autofilled quite recently. I got autofilled a lot into mid. It's my second role. I feel quite comfortable in it because as an ADC player, I know how to play AP champions, APCs, like Ziggs, Morgana, Brand, Lux. So I can play any AP champ, okay? Any AP range champion. And so when I get that role, I make sure to go something easy. Okay, I'll go Orianna. I could just farm the wave. I can go Brand, just ult the enemy. Like, I'm not going to go Diana. I'm not going to go Katarina because that's not number one. That's just disrespectful to my teammates. Because trust me, they do not want to see me on an assassin. I cannot play a melee champion to save my life, so I'm not going to do that to them. Okay, if you're someone that gets auto-filled top and you are panicking, do not pick Teemo or do not pick an ADC top because you don't know what else to pick or something. Like, pick Malphite. Pick Garen. These are champions that take literally zero skill. You cannot go wrong. Guys, I don't think you could go wrong with Malphite besides if you split push. If you pick Malphite and you split push, I mean, that's just disgusting, guys. Like, that's just disgusting. Like, I hope no one is watching my channel and picks Malphite and goes split pushing because that's just disgusting. That is just, like, I don't even know. It just disgusts me, man. But yeah, man, if you got autofill, pick easy champions, okay? Pick easy champions. And also, I want you to feel confident when you get autofilled because that means someone on the enemy team is bad. And I've actually experienced this a lot. I've gotten autofill jungle, actually, and I've gotten autofill top and mid. I've never lost a single autofilled game in Legendary Queue. Really, I have not. I have not. I think I've actually lost one game, and I played Veigar. And I lost one autofilled game. That's it. All my other autofilled games, I won every single one of them because I'm getting autofilled because it means someone on my team plays just pure ADC, okay? So that means, okay, I do have a good ADC because if I'm getting autofilled, that means this player is good, right? So I just got to hold down the fort in the mid lane, all right? Or I need to hold down the fort in this Baron lane. Now, that's what I'm saying. When you get autofilled, do not panic. Now, one of my games, though, I did get autofill jungle, and that's when I start panicking because that's too much pressure for me, bro. That is way too much pressure. So I was just like, yo, can someone please swap with me? And if they weren't going to swap with me, guys, I'd play Lee Sin. And the reason why I'd play Lee Sin is, overall, the champion's very strong in the early game and mid game. It's very easy to gank with him. You got multiple dashes, good amount of damage. You have an execute with your Q. I mean, overall, it's a pretty decent champion. That's why you want to play simple things, too. Like, simple things that are very easy to execute is really good. Playing things like, for example, like... Garen is, you can't really go wrong. You're just going to be wave clearing. You're going to be tanking in the front line. And if someone gets low, you can execute them with your ult. Like, having these easy win conditions or having these easy kits on your champion is how you really win these games, right? Like, if we take a look at the enemy team's comp, what's so hard about their comp? They have Ashe. They have Lux. They have Irelia, Riven. I mean, dude, these champions are very powerful champions. But you need to coordinate them. Like, we have Rakan Jhin. If Rakan hops on someone, all I gotta do is use my root. This is not hard. Oh, guys, this is... it. I remember this, guys. This is where I choked. I had my ultimate open, but I was trying to exit. But then I used my ultimate. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. After that happened, I was, like, actually so close to ending the recording. I was like, bro, there's no way I just did that. But actually... I'm going to put a pin on what I was saying is I want you guys to watch this. This Kale is a beast. The scale is a beast, okay? Just watch this, guys. Right here, I'm thinking, wow, the game's just lost, but just look at this. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, why was that so huge, guys? Oh, DNZio, they still got Baron. Why is this a crazy play? Well, only 2 of them have the Baron buff. So this makes it weaker because with Baron, you want to be split pushing like 3 lanes or 2 lanes. Usually 2 lanes, okay? But you can't be doing that if your split pusher doesn't have the Baron buff. And so that's what's so huge about this. That means we could delay the Baron. We could just clear out the waves. They won't be able to effectively push with Baron. I mean, Lux is going to want to be mid. And the Lee Sin can roam to the other side lanes. So that is one difference. So they can push 2 lanes together. But it's still not as efficient as everyone having the Baron buff. Because the Baron buff gives you stats as well. It gives you team fighting stats, which are super important when you are team fighting. So that's why the play Kale made was really clean. And so that's why, if you really look at this game, guys, I did not play this game quite too well, but I still did my job as a Jhin. I still did my job. And yeah, so guys, I am thinking about trying to get another Smurf account to Legend, or just at least playing through Legendary Q, or I try to get my main to Challenger. I need to really figure out what I want to do, but I think I'm going to start streaming soon again, because yeah, I don't, like, the stress is taken off of me of hitting Legend. I feel so great hitting Legend. And guys, I've gone 10 times better playing this Legendary Q, and it's 10 times better than the normal rank Q. 100%. 100%. I've loved every single minute of playing this. Now, yes, of course, there was games, very frustrating, very bad losing streaks. But at the end of the day, as long, you just got to play. If you play a lot of games, guys, if you play a lot of games, you will get to the tier you want. Especially if you guys abused the system where you were getting plus like 50 points and minus 20. So if you lost 2 games and won 1 game, you were still up points, then you're already, probably chances are you're already high. If you're Vanquisher watching this right now, you have a really, really good chance of getting a Legend. So yeah, now to people that are below Legend, the best cheat code, I mean, sorry, not below Legend, but below Vanquisher, if you're Commander and Guardian, or even Warrior, okay, the best cheat code, guys, is playing Shyvana. I have a video on Shyvana already done. It is a super broken champ. Now, I think as I'm uploading this, they released patch notes that Shyvana is getting nerfed, so I don't know how that will play into it yet. Let me actually take a look at really quickly the Shyvana nerf. The Shyvana nerf is base health per level is going down, and the burnout damage is going down. Okay, I mean, the changes are, I mean, those are good nerfs to her, but the champion is still going to be really, really, really strong. Guys, watch this team fight right here. We played so good as a team. Boom. We get Lee Sin down. I use my ultimate to execute this Ashe. Boop. Just instantly gone. Boom. And another quick thing, now that I just remembered it, guys, itemization, very important. If you watch back this game, I get Mortal Reminder 3rd here, and the reason for it is they have Lee Sin, they have Irelia, they have Riven. These are kind of tanky champs, and also they have Divine Sunder, so the Divine Sunder heals, so the Mortal Reminder, the Executioners helps with that, and the armor penetration is really huge, and that's why I was doing a lot of damage there. So yeah, guys, this was my game to Legend, and these are my tips on you to climb through Legendary Q. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I will love to answer them and give you some extra unique advice to your question. So yeah, guys, I mean, I feel great hitting Legend, and I hope you guys can hit Legend as well. So let me know how your guys' journey is going and what you've been doing and what champions you've been playing to get there. I would love to see your guys' journey. But thank you guys so much. Make sure to like the video for me hitting Legend, and subscribe if you're new here, because I'm a Legend ADC baby, and that's the best ADC YouTube content you're gonna get. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.